How's it going, my friends? Today in this video we are going to show you how you can map your small town in a single day to create transformation over the next few years. It's going to be a fun process. I'm in Freeport, Pennsylvania. We've done this in Kittanning for 4 years in a row. We also did this last fall in Apollo, and right now we're starting in Freeport. And you can use this any neighborhood, any small town across America. I believe that this system will work. It is proven in Kittanning, and we're hoping to prove it in multiple small towns across Western Pennsylvania. And who knows, maybe we'll just change the world. All right, I'm back with Marty Getzinger. We did a little video a couple weeks ago. That really took off, Marty. I was surprised.
Yeah.
We had like 1,000 people watched it. So there's obviously demand for Freeport. We're gonna have a moment here.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
So we're gonna map the town today. I'll show you the process as we go through, and I think we're gonna be able to do it all in one day. We're also gonna hit up some local businesses for lunch at some point, right? And then we're going to do a couple podcasts throughout the day too. So really excited about it.
Yeah, there's a restaurant that just changed their name. Was Lucy's Cafe, and it's something Brickyard. So maybe we'll check that one out.
Sweet. Looking forward to it. So here's the basic system. We go around and we look at every single house in the entire town. We got a nice GPS helping us out for what road we're on. That's really good. And then as we go through, we actually mark each house and we score them based off of the simplicity of the project and the severity of the damage. The reason that we do it that way, we're looking for the projects that are the most simple projects and then the projects that we can have the most impact on. And we're also trying to come up with a list of houses that maybe the borough could target for codes enforcement, those kinds of things. So if we can get different community organizations to come together to make the most impact on some of these houses, and then we can have the borough working together on the same mapping project, then we can really make a lot of difference in a single year. So we're also seeing, like, this is a main corridor in Freeport. Approximately 120,000 people use the Armstrong Trail coming here right through town. And then you have, this group of houses that is right along the trail. So from a tourism perspective, if you wanted to make a big impact and like make your town the best possible, you'd do like what we did in Kittanning, where we worked on this whole area for an entire summer. We worked on an area called North Grant Street, which is right along our stretch of the Armstrong Trail. So if they can do that in Freeport, maybe some of those 120,000 people will be like, hey, this looks like a pretty nice town. Maybe we should stop and spend a little time. Okay, I'll try to give you a couple examples throughout the day of things that we're looking for as well. So we look for like small pieces of damage on houses, things that could need painted and those kinds of things. And then we look for houses like this. This is a house on Main Street in Freeport. This is right along the trail. We're just maybe 100 feet from the trail over here. But this house is basically as bad as it gets. If you can see the roof is actually literally caved in. There's birds living up there. I'm sure you have tons of water pouring into this house. Just about everything about it says tear down. It's condemned, has a condemned sticker on the door. So this is a house that literally it needs to be torn down, or it needs to have something happen to it really, really quickly. Because if you notice, the rest of the neighborhood here actually looks great. But this one house can cause neighbors to move and can cause then other houses to fall into disrepair. You have all of these people that are taking such great care of their house all the way up and then all the way down. You have beautiful houses. So this one here is a huge red flag that needs to be taken care of as soon as possible. The other thing that we're mapping throughout today is commercial properties too. So we found one here. This is actually an old flour mill. Used to have hundreds of employees that worked here, according to Marty. So at one point there was a water wheel here that powered this flour mill. Super cool area. You got a nice little waterfall coming down the back. So just imagine here, you have 120,000 trail visitors and the historical site. It's like, that could be a really cool little stop, like a little museum slash ice cream place slash sandwich shop slash whatever. It's a cool little place and really beautiful down here by the river as well. Beautiful. All right, we decided to stop on the trail and check it out. Beautiful trail, by the way. You guys have a nice spot here in Freeport.
Gorgeous. There's swimming holes down here, fishing holes.
Yeah.
There's a business across the river that's still operational. It's just kind of neat to see the manufacturing.
Yeah, there's still some good things happening down here. We finished this little neighborhood on this one part of Freeport, and then we're going to go into the main area of town to do the rest of it. But I think we have maybe 24 properties so far, which is not bad at all. There's so many pockets of, like, you could tell there's a lot of pride in Freeport for their houses, and so. But there's a lot of opportunity down in this area too because of the trail.
And not a whole lot of hard work either. I think maybe a few that would take a lot of elbow grease.
Yep.
But so many just need a little bit of paint, a little bit of love.
Yep. And then you could take full advantage of this awesome trail and all the people that it brings to town. And then even more so once the Pittsburgh to Erie Trail is complete, this will be part of it, right?
This will be part of it.
So
actually, I think it comes in somewhere else right around here, but
yeah.
Something like 120,000 people, 120,000 use this trail.
Well, the gap is 2 million people.
Wow.
So if you get a quarter of that many that come past Pittsburgh and decide to go all the way,
amazing.
This town will explode. And we'll put our best face on by the time that happens, right?
Sure. If we can get the houses next to the trail looking stellar and get people across the bridge into town, into Freeport, the businesses will succeed, the people in the town will succeed. Yeah, it'll change people's lives.
That's what we're talking about, the signage that's here too. You know, maybe some signage here kind of promoting the businesses that are downtown, promoting the coffee shop would be a great one. You know, the scuba shop, different historical sites that are down there, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, there's 3 restaurants. There's a new ice cream shop going in.
Yep.
There's a couple food trucks in Freeport. They have, I think it's Tuesday, Thursday nights, they shut down the streets and they have a night out in town, which is pretty great. So be nice to tell people that are on the trail, hey, we've got all these activities going on in town. Come on over and see them.
Absolutely.
So there is a grant, I believe, that the town's either applying for or they got to redo some of the signage down here. Because you can see what we have here right now. It's good. At least there's signage, but I think it could be maybe a little bit nicer, a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely. There were three cars down there with empty bike racks, and we're on a Friday at 9 in the morning. So this is not like what I would consider prime time to be out biking. So this trail gets used. All right, got another really cool area of town that I think, there's a lot of opportunity here. This is 2nd Street, one of the main throughways. They have a little community garden that's right here, which I think is super cool. You have a lot of nice houses on this street, and then a lot of other ones that you can see are improving, but they still need they might need some help. I don't know. So if we were doing this from Summer Surf's perspective, we would focus on groups of houses where we could come and do multiple projects at the same time and maybe help a homeowner, get some neighbors together and try to do a bunch of work at once. So one I would target would be this really cool area of row houses. All of these houses are connected together. There's 4 of them right in a row. They're all different colors, so if you had different colors of paint and a bunch of volunteers, you could make a massive impact all in one day. Look at that car, how cool is that? So that's kind of how we consider when we're looking at how can we make a difference in a community as individuals and maybe as churches or different volunteer groups. We look for things like that, and maybe I'd partner that same project with something like this. Freeport has all these cool bridges and tunnels here down by the river. Wouldn't it be nice if these had a fresh coat of paint, and then these areas would look really cool. Maybe have some artists in town who'd be interested in doing some murals. You could create a little arts tour for the bikers from the trail that are gonna come through and go down this thoroughfare. They'll see this beautiful community garden, all of these nice freshly painted houses, and then a mural that's inviting them to go and explore some more. River.
Look at this. That's a lot of money right there.
Yep. We're gonna stop and break for lunch. We got a new place in town we're gonna try out, the Brickyard, and we're probably, what do you think, 80% done?
I think we're 80% of the way done. I think we found maybe 80 or 90 opportunities already.
Over 100 actually. We're at 101. Yep.
So we'll probably be close to 130, 140 maybe when we're done.
Yeah. So but it's coming along. It's been really easy, and you do this as a team, man, you can knock this out in no time.
Yep.
We're gonna try the burgers. I'm going with the John Wayne. Marty's gonna try to kill himself today. This looks pretty amazing in itself. And then look at this. Look at this guy.
The bacon's on 2 different levels.
It's like a half pound of bacon on that thing. So mine was really, really good. Marty's still working on like the full pound of beef here, but it was good. Amazing. Yeah, agreed. So we were told that only 2 people have ever finished that burger, and Marty's about to take the last bite right now. We have to record it for all of history. There it goes. It's gone. Last bite. Champion. This is top notch. Really, really, really good burger.
So good.
And so you got to come down. It's the Brickyard in Freeport. There's the sign. So you have a great burger right here. I'm assuming the rest of the food is good based off what we had today. And then you have right across the street is the coffee shop that we did last time. So you got great coffee shop, great little restaurant here downtown. They're opening another place to serve 28 flavors of ice cream, they said, I think.
Yep, 28 flavors of ice cream and subs.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of good stuff happening down at Freeport. You got to come down, check it out. So we're both sleepy from the burgers now, but we're gonna try to get the last 20% done here. Wow. What an amazing house. All right, we just finished the survey. Like I said, this is like my 6th time doing it, so I feel like we're getting pretty good at it now. I didn't really explain how we actually do the rankings of the places. So we rank them on complexity of the project, so how difficult it is to fix, and then we rank it on like the severity of the damage. And both of those are a 1 through 5 score. And so what we're hoping for is to find a 10 is like the dream house. It's a house that's really easy to fix, so it's a 5 on complexity. And it's a 5 on severity of damage. So it's like, it's really easy to fix. We could do it in a weekend, and then like it's gonna make a huge impact in the community when it's done. So those houses really don't exist, but some of them are ranked between 1 through 5 on complexity and 1 through 5 on severity, and we end up with a list that looks like this. So we have the streets and the numbers and what needs to be done on them, and then we have all of our scores, and then we tally those things up. So to put in perspective, Kittanning, the first time we did this, we had 319 properties. In Freeport, we have 128. So not nearly as many as Kittanning, but Kittanning does have more houses as well. And what's really cool is we can map this on Google Maps, and we can make it into a really user-friendly thing where we can then see like where are the hot spots in town and where would be the best place to focus for a volunteer group. And then we're hoping to share this with Freeport Borough Council and maybe get some other community groups involved and see if we can't get codes enforcement and all the groups working and pushing towards the same goals. So we had like an extra hour here. I actually got the map done in the meantime while we were here. We have 2 podcasts that we're trying to record, so we're gonna do the first one right now. This is an incredible chocolate chip cookie. So you guys
it's
gotta...
the best seller, honestly.
Wow.
It is. If I go anywhere, there's the best seller, and they sell out at 1833 daily.
All right, that went really good. Rebecca seems really nice. Baked goods were amazing. And we're going to Scott's Scuba Service now. We're going to do another podcast. And then I think we're going to wrap the day up. So I'll show you the map. We did finish that, so I'll give you a quick preview of what that looks like. And we can see, maybe next steps for Freeport. This place is so cool. Like how is this in Freeport? Like we got to talk to these guys. We're going to do a podcast with the business owners. They have a little scuba school here, and then obviously all this stuff. And I don't know, we got to learn more about it. Let's get it nice and
If
close.
you are at all familiar with megalodons, they are more than just a myth. They were a creature that actually lived. So,
all right, that's a full day in Freeport, friends. It was awesome. We had a great time. Got a lot done. I'm going to show you the map now. All right, so here's what we've got. Simple little map of the beautiful town of Freeport. You can see on here different neighborhoods. For example, this is the neighborhood that we started in. You can see the current Butler Freeport Trail here that we referenced throughout the video. and then all the houses here that are right along the trail. And so you can see that in real time on the map. It's pretty cool. And then this is the main area of Freeport. You can see a couple little hot spots here. This is a hot spot down by the river. You can see all of the color coordinated numbers here. The 5s would be the houses that are in the need of most repair, and the ones a lot of times that we would, try to refer to a borough or maybe other organization that might be able to help. Like in Kittanning, we utilize Habitat a lot to try to reference those or try to refer those houses to. And then you have this area that's up on the hill in Freeport, and you can see there are several houses along that area that are in need of extensive repair. I think as we went through the mapping process, we were both kind of saying, hey, this isn't too bad. And a lot of times little towns get a bad rap, and when all you ever hear is negativity, when you go out and actually look at what's going on around, you realize, it's not as bad as people say. And there was tons of low-hanging fruit. I love going to new towns and looking, because we've been doing this in Kittanning. We've been working on projects for several years, and now we've been doing the mapping and the tracking for several years. So a lot of our low-hanging fruit is disappearing, which is good because there's houses disappearing off the map as well. But at the same time, it's like, what are we going to do next? It's getting harder as we go. I wanted it to get easier. But in all seriousness, it's pretty fun to do these projects, and I really, really enjoy it. It lights my fire. And so if I could just make a living just going around and making maps for towns, my life would be complete. So what does Freeport do with this? There's a lot of different things. Obviously there has to be some kind of analysis done, which we're kind of doing right now. So then after that, there's a lot of different gathering of groups. So I know we're going to be looking for different nonprofit groups or volunteer organizations that are interested in maybe putting together some days modeling our summer reserve projects in Kittanning. And then on top of that, it's like, meeting with government officials, people in power that have the ability to change a lot of these things, especially the houses that are in great disrepair. So if there needs to be more codes enforcement done, now they can do it in a very targeted way. Another thing that I mentioned to them would be getting involved with the county and Freeport School District to try to come up with a plan to get into the Armstrong County Land Bank, because the land bank can take over a lot of times abandoned properties. They can clear the land and clear the title and get them into new hands relatively quickly compared to what it would take, you or I or even a local government to do. But that's something that can only be done on the government side, and those things do take some time to set up. And so it's better to start now, get it in process, and hopefully all those other things can kind of be working at the same time. So once the land bank is there, once the city's on board, and you can get all of these different organizations attacking from different angles and making massive transformation in the small town of Freeport. But anyways, enjoyed my time there. Great food, great people. The podcasts are really cool. Those are actually both already posted. So if you want to check those out, links in the description. And yeah, can't wait to go back. If you're from a small town and you're watching this and you're saying, hey, I'd like that in my small town, let me know. I'd love to come. Let's work it out. Call me.